Hi there, this is Easy Cutting and Sewing with Komi. I want to share with you briefly today how I copied this style to make this. If you are new to this channel, I'm glad you found my video and I'm even more grateful you are giving me a chance. You will love it here. In this channel, tutorials are overly simplified and easy to relate with. This is the fabric I'll be using. The black is crepe and it's 3 yards, while the colored is ashoke. So I have made 5 buttons from the ashoke. I've folded my fabric into 2. Now I'll come down by 1 inch from the rough edge downward and I'm going to connect together. This line becomes my starting point. My client shoulder measurement is 15, half of that is 7.5. That's what I just marked. The length of this sleeve is going to be 12 inches, but I will be attaching ashoke to it. It's going to be 2 inches wide. So 2 minus 12 gives me 10. So I'll mark 10 right here and I'm going to add 0.5 for seam allowance. I will use it to attach to the ashoke later on. So I will place my tape right there and see what I have. So I have a total of 18 inches. I'll be marking 18 inches all the way to the hem of the dress, just so I be able to control the fabric and then you can also see things better. 18, get to connect. I'll do that all the way. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place the wideness of the neck, which is 4 inches. The depth is going to be 0.5. Mind you, this is the back. We are cutting the back first. I'll connect all the dots together, then give it a slight curve. The next thing I'll do, come down here by 1.5 and connect to the neckline, not the shoulder. After this, I will come upward at the neckline by 0.5. I'll come here by 0.5 as well and I'm going to connect. That's going to be for seam allowance. The roundness of the sleeve is going to be 15. Half of that is 7.5. So I'll mark 7.5 and I'm going to add seam allowance to it. I will add a seam allowance of 0.5. So I'm going to place my tape on the starting point and see what I have all together, and then I'm going to mark that here. I will connect together. So I'll be marking 13 inches all the way to the hem of the dress. So my client says that even though it's a Bubu dress, she doesn't want it to be too big. That's why I'm using 13. I will come down here by 2 inches and I'm going to give it a slight curve. You're already familiar with this process. So I'll be marking that 13 inches all the way to the hem of this fabric. Don't panic, I'm still going to explain to you why I chose to use 13 inches. But for now, let's mark 13 inches to the hem of the fabric and trim off the excess. Now I'm trimming. I'm going to use the excess later on as the belt. For now, let's trim off the neckline and the excess at the shoulder line. Like I said earlier, I marked 13 inches and I took it all the way to the hem of the fabric. I could have just used the 18 inches that I got at the upper part of the fabric, but my client does not want it to be too big. That's why I just picked a random number, which happened to be 13. I multiplied by 4 to see what it will even give me. So it gave me 52. So by the time I put the front and the back piece together and I stitched the side with 0.5, I would have taken 1 inch on one side. By the time I do that on the other side as well, I would have taken another 1 inch. It means 2 inches are already gone out of the 52 inches. Mind you, our hip is 39. 39 minus 50 gives me 11 inches. So it means the fabric is going to be free on her by about 11 inches, which I think is fair. I hope you understand what I just explained. So we are just going to proceed right about now. This fabric is for the front. The front is divided into 2. There is the upper and there is the lower. There is one that comes from the waist upward and there is the one that comes from the waist downward. The total length of this dress is 58. Now our upper part from our shoulder to our waist is 15.5. So we are going to minus 15.5 from the entire length of the dress, which is 58. So when you minus 15.5 from 58, it gives you 42.5. I'm going to add 1.5 seam allowance to it, so that will give me 44. I've come down by 1 inch because there is a rough edge here as well, and I'm going to trim it off. So the length of this fabric is 44 and the wideness is 13, just as we did for the back. So when we minus 15.5 from 58, we got 42.5, right? And then we added 1.5 inch to it. So 0.5 out of that 1.5 will be used to attach to the upper part of the dress, while the remaining 1 inch will be used to fold the hem of the dress. You understand? Yeah, so it is 13 inches wide, just like I said. Now we are going to use this to draft the upper part of the front piece. So I have marked 4.5 inches and I've ruled all the way. Can you see? So whatever we do, we'll be starting from this line. Now I'm going to mark 7.5, which is half of our shoulder measurement. I'll place 10 inches just like I did for the front, and then I'll place 0.5 for seam allowance. Come down by 1.5. Here by 4 inches is going to be the wideness of the neck. The depth of the neck is going to be 3 inches. I'm going to connect the dots together. I'm not going to be adding sewing allowance to this per se. I'm going to connect the neck to that 1.5. I'll mark 13 inches just like I did for the front. I'm going to connect together like this. I'm going to mark 7.5 for the roundness of the sleeve. Then I'll add 0.5 for seam allowance. I'm going to place 18 inches. I'm going to check if it is 18 inches. Connect upward like this. This is 18. This is 18. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is to place my tape at the starting point and see what I have all the way. I'm going to place it right here and mark, and then I'm going to connect together. I will come down by 2 inches, give it a slight curve. Basically all we did at the back piece, at the upper part of the back piece. So we are going to trim off like this. You will notice I did not give it shoulder seam, and I did not give the lower part seam as well. Mind you, I'm going to place my tape like this and mark 3 inches. I was supposed to extend that 3 inches, the depth of the front neckline, to this place. So if I were to do it again, I'm going to slant and not give it a curve. You know, I'm going to slant from where the neckline starts to the end of the extension, that 4.5 inches. The next thing I'm going to do is to measure 15.5, which is from our shoulder to our waistline. I'll come here and mark 15.5 as well. We have not added any seam allowance to it yet. I just don't like the way this particular fabric is rough. Next thing, I'm going to slit this place like this, and I'm going to curve, and I'm going to trim off the shoulder. So I have placed it on a black piece folded into 2, and I'm adding 0.5 for seam allowance. I'll come to the shoulder and add 0.5 as well. So we did this for the front too, you remember? So I'm going to connect together like this. Can you see? So I have trimmed out. I'm just indicating the front and the back. If you have a fabric that has front and back, just indicate it. So can you see that 4 inches? I'm going to come in by about 1.5. This is 1.5, and I'm going to connect upward like this. Then I'll trim off. I'm just going to notch. So this white and black fabric is supposed to be my ashoke, but I don't have enough, so I'm going to have to draft the pattern, then place the pattern on the ashoke later on. So you know there is 0.5 for seam, right? I'll mark it, and then I will now come down by 1.5, and then now, so it means I came downward by, let's say, like 2 inches in total. Then I will trim like this. Keep trimming. I'll come to the neckline and also trim like this, and I'm going to stop at that 2 inches marking. Can I see? And I'm going to draw it from that 2 inches. I'm going to draw it downward, then I'll cut. So you are going to use this pattern to cut your ashoke. So I don't have enough. I'm going to have to attach it to a black fabric. Can you see? So before you do anything is indicate the upper part, indicate the part that faces the side for easy recognition. Trust me, you need it. So place it like this and stitch with 0.5. You're going to stitch downward first. So I've stitched. Now I have top stitched as well, and then you're going to place it like this and stitch with 0.5. So notch where necessary, and this is where we have notch this place as well. Now let me show you something. It is good to top stitch, but it is also not good for your top stitching to show. So this is how to top stitch correctly. At that joining where the black is connected to the ashoke, notch it. So you are going to stitch all the way to where the ashoke is connected to the black. So I stitch and stopped here. Do you understand? After that, I now continue the stitching like this. You can't exactly get to the pointy edge, but stitch it and stop wherever you can stop. Do you understand? So that's how to top stitch that place correctly. I'm going to place the upper part of the front piece on the back like this. The shoulders have to align. So I've stitched and I've overlocked. Can you see? This is the lower part of the front piece, so I'm just going to keep pinning from the hem upward. I'm going to keep pinning. So I've gotten to the waist. You're going to pin and see and stop at that ashoke, at that flat that black piece that I connected to the ashoke. That's where you are going to stop your pinning. Can you see? So what I did, I really need I need more pin, so I had to go and stitch like that so I could remove some pin. So I stitched and I stopped here. I stopped here as well. So because I've not overlocked, I started my stitching from the sleeve. I stopped here and then I continue downward because I have to overlock the waist first. So I'm going to have to try it on to show you what's next. This is my left and this is my right. I want the wrapping to face the left, so I'm just going to adjust while I'm wearing it. I need to pin it here. I'll do the same right here as well. I'm going to pin. I'm going to wrap it. This is where I want it to face. So this is where I want it to face. At the end of the day, the fabric at the lower part is supposed to fit in to the space because you are going to stitch. You are going to attach together, so it has to fit in. So the upper part is smaller. It's not fitting into the little space at the lower part, so this is me just reducing a little. You can open the upper part of the collar wider if you do not mind your cleavage showing. So I have pinned together. You go ahead and stitch. When you're done stitching, you open up and give it a good press. So can you see? I'm going to have to cut this place so I can be able to overlock it. These two pieces are going to be for the belt. The wideness is 5 and the length I'm going to reduce to 27. Fold like this and stitch downward. I've done that, and this is how I turn my belt. On one edge, you are going to fold in and stitch like this, and you are going to overlock the other one. So I have folded the hem of the dress. Look at the center of the front and come sideways by 4.5 from the center. Then do the same on the other side as well. Place your belt and stitch on it like this. The roundness of the sleeve is 15. I'm going to cut an ashoke that is 15 inches long. I've attached the belt. This is what it looks like on the right side. So this is the ashoke. It's 16 inches long. That's plus seam allowance. It's supposed to be 15. By the time you fold into 2 and you stitch with 0.5, you are going to be left with 15 inches. So I've stitched. I'm going to attach the upper part of the sleeve first, and then I'm going to place the joining right here. I'm going to stitch all around with 0.5, then overlock. What I'm about to do is highly optional. After overlocking, you can top stitch. It's optional but advisable. So this part I'm going to stitch down. I can just shift my hand like this. So I've top stitched. Can you see it's well rested now? As for the neckline, from that part that we notched, we are going to overlock and stop at the other notching. I'm going to just stitch a little. So I've stitched and this is what I have. I'm going to place this, and this is the final result. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As a means of support, you can leave me your thoughts in the comment section, like this video, and also share it with someone whom you think will find it helpful. Till I come your way in my next tutorial. Bye for now.